Assalamu alaikum. Let's start today's class, the business letter. Before starting, please prepare the PDF with you. We'll work parallel on both files, the PDF and the PowerPoint presentation. The business letter. The business letter is a type of letter that you're going to use during your career, whether before or after graduation. When you are a student, you need a business letter. After graduation, you need business letters. Let's start to see what are business definition. A business letter is a formal document often sent from one company to another. Note that it's a formal document. وثيقة رسمية. It's often sent from one company to another, من شركة لشركة, from a company to its clients, employees and stakeholders, for example, من الشركة لعملائها موظفيها, from individuals to companies, universities, official organizations and institutions. يعني not only a company can send a formal letter, but also individuals can send formal letters to individuals and to institutions or companies, etc. Business letters are used for professional correspondence between individuals as well, as I told you now. Even individuals can use business letters in their career or in their official correspondence. في التواصل الرسمي يبقى دايما لازم النوع اللتر يبقى business. Here we have many types of business letters. Let's see what are these. These are not all the types, but some of them. Application letter, from its name, it's clear. Application, when you are making an application for a job, for a scholarship in a university, منحة دراسية, whatever, you have to write an application letter. Usually the institution asks you to write an application letter or to fill in the application. The letter of application is a sales letter in which you market your skills, abilities and knowledge. It's near to the CV. It's not a CV, but what you do in a CV is done in an application letter. It's a sales letter. انت بتعمل تسويق marketing للskills بتاعتك والabilities والمعلومات اللي عندك to force them to accept you or even to interview you. Cover letter in response to a job advertisement. When you find a job advertisement or a scholarship advertisement, scholarship هي المنحة الدراسية. If you find a scholarship advertisement or a job advertisement and you want to apply, write an application letter. Usually they ask you to write a cover letter. You are asked to write a cover letter. In this cover letter, you write paragraphs about yourself, quick paragraphs about yourself. Reference letter. When you are sending your CV, you are about to be interviewed, they ask you to write reference letter. Or reference letter here is a letter where you write the names of some people they can be asked about you. Letter of complaint. واضح, complaint, شكوى. You have any complaint from an organization, from a market, from a specific product, a specific service. عارفين انتوا لما بتتصلوا بشركة الاتصالات مثلا او اي شركة من شركات الموبايلات وعندك مشكلة يقعد يتكلم معاك، انت هنا بتعمل ايه complaint، بس ايه online بتعمل او phone complaint. لكن sometimes you are asked to write a letter to write your complaint. Sales letter writing about the product or service you're attempting to sell. انت بتبيع حاجة بتبدأ تعمل sales letter تكتب عن المنتج بتاعك. Letter of inquiry to ask your reader a question. List your specific questions. In a letter of inquiry, you're inquiring about something. انت بتسأل عن حاجة. For example, you're inquiring about a vacancy for a summer training. تسأل في إمكانية للسمر training. You're inquiring about a vacancy for part-time job. All these are written through a letter of inquiry. These are some types of business letters. What are the basic format of a business letter? What is the basic format, or what are the basic formats of business letter? We have three basic formats. We have three basic formats: block format, modified block, and semi-block. Block format, modified block, and semi-block. When you write a business letter, you cannot write haphazardly, just on you got a paper and an ink and start writing. No, لازم عندك فورمة معينة تكتب فيها، فاحنا بنقول ان احنا internationally there are three main basic formats or three basic formats to write a business letter. واحد منهم اسمه block format, modified block, and semi block. From the beginning I'm telling you that you are going to write or use the block format. It's the best one. The best one is the block format, but we have to understand what is the block format, what's the modified block, and what is the semi block. Firstly, block format, the most common layout of a business letter. The most common layout of a business letter. And I'm telling you, it's the most common and the easiest one. It's the most common and the easiest one. The entire letter is left justified. The entire letter is left justified. كل الليتر مكتوب على، تبدأ الصفحة من الشمال وتبدأ كله تحت بعضه شمال، مش زي زمان ان كان عندك early كان عندك يبقى يقول لك write ما اعرفش some address on the right, address on the left, we have commas between lines and each line and the other, etc. No, in the block format it's very soft format and easy. The entire letter is left justified, single spaced except for a double space between paragraphs. يعني ايه single spaced؟ يعني when you start writing السيتنج بتاع البيج من البداية بتخليها single spaced، يعني بين كل سطر والتاني single space واحدة بس، except لما تيجي تعمل خلصت سيكشن وتدخل على السيكشن اللي بعده. يعني مثلا خلصت سيكشن you finish the section of contact information of the addresser or the writer, the sender. انت خلاص السيكشن ده اللي هو معلومات عن الراسل، تسيب دبل سبيس، وبعدين تبدا next section اللي هو المرسل اليه، او تسيب دبل سبيس، الديت تسيب دبل سبيس etc. even in the letter itself, the text itself، لما تيجي تبقى الليتر نفس الخطاب نص الليتر، if the letter is more than one paragraph هتلاقي ان when you finish the first paragraph leave double space and then start the second paragraph, then leave what etc. Modified block, this is the second type. The body of the letter and the senders and recipients address are left justified. شوف هنا بقى هيبدأ يقول لك ايه، في حاجات left justified وحاجات right justified. فيقول ان the body نص الليتر نفسه text والsenders والعناوين سواء عناوين السندر او الريسيبيانت دول left، الباقي كله right. single spaced only the date and closing, tap to the center point and begin to type. يعني يقول لك الديت والخاتمه بتاعت الليتر بيبقوا في المنتصف، فتحس ان هو مش it's not easy not that easiness of the first type. third type semi block, the least used style. ده أقل ستايل بيستخدم في writing business letters. It's much like the modified block style, اللي احنا لسه شايفينه, except that each paragraph is intended instead of left justified. كل paragraph بدل indented، بدل ما يبقى بادئ من الليفت على طول من اول السطر، لا يديله مساحة داخل لجوه شوية. طيب نرجع نقول ان different organizations have different format requirements for their professional communication. شوفوا احنا عندنا ال three types of letter formats, and زي ما قلت لكم the first one is the best one. لكن when you send us a business letter, you have to make sure that the organization doesn't have a special requirement or a special letter format. بعض الشركات بيبقى لها متطلبات خاصة في شكل الليتر وليها فورمات خاص بيها، ويطلبوا منك انك تكتب على الفورمات ده. فانت في الحالة دي لازم تتبع الفورمات بتاعهم، سواء اللي هي an organization, a company or a university. طيب نيجي بقى تاني للفونت. احنا عرفنا خلاص ان the letter will be just left justified. كل الليتر هيبقى left justified, single spaced except between sections and each others, and between paragraphs and each others we'll leave double space. The font is generally accepted. The generally accepted font is not Times New Roman. Times New يبقى the type of the font is Times New Roman. Size 12. وانا قلت ان احنا من البدايه بنعمل السيتنج، بادجاست السيتنج ذا بيج سيتنج من البدايه. بنختار صفحه الوورد بتاعتنا، بنختار نوع الفونت تايمز نيو رومان والسايز 12، وبنختار السبيس كمان بتبقى كلها سنجل سبيس. طيب بالنسبه للبانكتويشن، for this style punctuation is excluded after the salutation and the closing. احنا متفقين جدا ما نتعبش نفسنا في البانكتويشن، يعني مش هتتعب نفسك ان انت بعد after each line you leave a comma or you leave a full stop etc. no. زي ما قلت لكم البيج كلها بتبقى soft ورا بعضها، no punctuation, no يعني strict punctuation, no right and left etc. بيبقى fixed من البداية وبتمشي على نفس الفورمات بدون تعب. Okay. Let's go to sections of the business letter. Sections of the business letter. Now I'm asking you to prepare your PDF. I want PDF side by side with the PowerPoint. And now I'm reading the PowerPoint and I have the PDF with me. So please get your PDF in hand now to follow with me. Let's start. Open your PDF, page 3, page 3, page 1 and 2, read them. It's the previous, they are about the previous slides. And now let's start with sections of the business letter in the PDF, page 3, page 3. The business letter has 9 main sections, You have to know that a business letter has 9 main sections. 8 of them cannot be changed. And the number 9 is optional. 9 أجزاء، 8 منهم ما ينفعش نغيرهم، ما ينفعش نستغنى عن واحد منهم، والتاسع optional حسب according to your content or according to the letter's content، على حسب ما يحتويه اللتر، وهنشوف ده دلوقتي. Let's start with number 1. Your contact information. You are the sender, or you are the addresser. انت الراسل. So write your contact information. كل المعلومات الخاصة بيك. When I say your address and your institution's address، عنوانك وعنوان المؤسسة بتاعتك، مش المقصود بيها just the city and the country. No, we have many sections. Each section has many subsections. يعني now احنا في section number 1 اللي هو your contact information. Let's go to the PDF. In the PDF تشوفوا بقى الأجزاء المفروض هتتكتب في ال contact information أو عنوانك. Number 1 your name. أول سطر هيبقى your name. When I say your name, it's not your full name, it's your first and last name. الاسم الثنائي. بعدين ندوس enter، نروح السطر اللي بعده. خلي بالكم never write more than one point in a line. كل ما بتخلص point تنزل line اللي بعده، next line etc. يبقى start contact information with your name, first and last name, then your job title. If you are a student, write level 1 student. If you are a graduate خلاص تخرجت، write a pharmacist, a medical rep. انت تشتغلي شغلتك ايه. This is your job title. Next your company اسم الشركة اللي تشتغل فيها. if you are still a student يبقى هنا instead of your company you write your university and then your faculty. Your address if you are sending the letter internationally you have to write your country. هتكتب الأول Egypt، دقهلية، منصورة ولا جمصة whatever. طب if you are sending the letter locally بترسل الليتر داخل البلد جوه الجمهورية يبقى it's no need to write Egypt. you write على طول the country or I'm sorry the city name or the governorate. then city your address خلاص عرفنا name of the governorate. then the city state or state zip code اللي هو بنقول عليه postal code الرقم البريدي. الرقم البريدي بنجيبه منين؟ بنجيبه من على الانترنت، لان على النت اونلاين بتدخل تكتب اسم المكان اللي انت فيه بيجيب لك الرقم البريدي الخاص بيك. then your phone number رقم موبايلك. then your email address. يبقى احنا عندنا هنا بس in one section اللي هو first section of the business letter اللي هو your contact information. you will have to write 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 points and each point in a line, no commas and no full stops and single space. now we finished number 1 your contact information. go to the date. I'm sorry it's written 1, it's 2, write 2 instead. the date. now I have a rule in writing the date. عندي I leave 2 line space طبعا after the contact information وابدا اكتب الديت التاريخ. and I have a rule in writing the date. الرول بيقول لي ايه؟ figure letter figure يعني ال day in figure يعني day in number, month in letter and then written out and then the year in figures again يعني in numbers. 10 اليوم العاشر ديسمبر شوفوا month 2020 the year. خلوا بالكم من حاجة pay attention. never write an abbreviation or a contraction for the month. المانث لازم يتكتب بالكامل، ما تعملوش اختصار. يبقى عرفنا اليوم بيتكتب بالرقم، الشهر بيتكتب بالحروف كاملا then the year. شوفوا مفيش كوماس، مفيش حاجة خالص. okay then we leave 2 line space. we finished number 2 اللي هو the date. we leave 2 line space. we go to the recipient's contact information. المستلم بقى، بيانات المستلم. go to the PDF page 3 أو number 3 recipient's contact information. هم the same نفس المعلومات اللي هو about senders contact information نفسها بتبقى عند الريسيبيانت ما عدا حاجات معينة مش هتتكتب. ايه هي؟ برضو their name of the recipient، برضو first and last name. the title هو مين، انت راسل لمين، دكتور مثلا، owner of a pharmacy، Mr. Manager، Dean of the faculty، President of the university. what انت ارسلت HR department، إدارة الموظفين، انت ارسلت لمين. يبقى لما تكتب المرسل اليه بيانات المرسل اليه number 1 اسم اللي هيستلم، name first and last name طبعا، title job title، then company اسم الكمباني اللي انت ارسلت اليها، company بقى pharmacy، university and faculty whatever. then the company's address اللي هي company what is the company's address. شوفنا الادرس يتعمل ازاي. a pharmacy what is the pharmacist's address. university what is the university's address etc. then next line city state or state zip code اللي هو البوستال كود زي ما قلنا. طب ايه الفرق بين recipient's contact information and the sender's contact information؟ and في recipient's contact information اللي هو المستلم we don't write the phone number nor the email address. we don't write the phone number nor the email address. now we finish recipient's contact information. leave 3 line space. leave 3 line space before the greeting. leave 3 line space before the greeting. now go to the greeting. this is section number 4 in the business letter. section number 4 in the business letter and go to the PDF page 4. PDF page 4. the greeting here is not usually the same. لازم فيها اختلاف. Case number one, if you don't the family name of the person you're sending to. If you don't know the family name of the person you're sending to, لو انت مش عارف اسم العيلة او الاسم الاخير للشخص اللي انت ارسلته، انت عارف ان هو دكتور مثلا، دكتور حاتم ايه مش عارف، يبقى ما تقدرش ابدا you cannot address him with his first name، ما تقدرش تتعامل معاه باسمه الاول. في الحالة دي what can I do if in the greeting if you don't know the last name of or the family name of the person you're sending to, you will have to write dear sir or dear madam, dear sir or dear madam, or dear Mr. manager مثلا, dear Mrs. manager, dear Mr. dean, dear Mrs. dean, whatever بقى، يعني تكتب اللقب اللي هي الوظيفة. طيب suppose or I can write to whom it may concern, to whom it may concern، إلى ما يهم الأمر. اوكي طيب suppose بقى ان انا I don't know the gender of the person, the gender of the person. الشخص اللي هيستلم ده انا I know his first name but I don't know if he is a man or a woman, a male or a female، مش عارف هو يعني رجل ولا امرأة. هل بقى ينفع اقول dear Mr. Dean هو يطلع Mrs. Dean، او dear Mrs. Dean العميدة وهو يطلع Mr. Dean مثلا for example، dear Mr. Manager وتطلع Mrs. Manager. في الحالة دي بعمل ايه؟ I write dear sir slash madam، dear sir slash madam، يعني بكتبهم مع بعض السيد او السيدة، السيد او السيدة، او dear Mr. slash Mrs. Dean، dear Mr. slash Mrs. Manager etc. يعني السيد أو السيدة العميدة، السيد أو السيد المدير etc. خلاص. طيب suppose that I know the gender, I know the last name، بقى ما عنديش الحاجات دي المفقودة دي، كل حاجة معروفة، ما عارفة الاسم الأخير إيه، أو عارفة كمان هو ميل ولا فيميل. دي I address with the name على طول، هتعامل بالاسم. dear Miss فلان، dear Mr. فلان، dear Professor فلان، dear Doctor etc. Okay. Now I finished the greeting. I leave two line space and I go to section number 5 in the business letter, which is the subject heading. The subject heading is written in the middle of the page، بيتكتب في نص الصفحة. What is the subject heading in the business letter? Must have a heading، لازم يبقى له عنوان. يعني ايه عنوان؟ عنوان يعني مثلا I'm writing a letter of inquiry and I have to write an inquiry about so مثلا I'm writing about inquiring about a vacancy for a summer training، بس بستعلم إذا كان في إمكانية للسمر training. يبقى in the middle of the page بقى after the greeting I see two line space، I leave two line space وأكتب inquiring about a vacancy for the summer training، or inquiring about a vacancy for a part-time job, an invitation for the faculty's 5th job fair، asking for a permission for a field visit، بس طلب موافقة على زيارة ميدانية etc. Okay, now I finished writing the subject heading. Let's go to the body of the letter, which is the section number 6. Section number 6, body of the letter. Body of the letter. In the body of the letter, you start writing the letter from the beginning. If the letter is one paragraph, it's okay, all the letter will be single spaced. If the letter is more than one paragraph, you will finish each paragraph and leave double space between each paragraph and the other. The length of the letter is not specified، مش محدد طول اللتر يكون ايه. it's depending on or according to the context، طبقا للسياق او the content المحتوى. في حاجات كتيرة محتاج ان انا اكتبها، اللتر هيبقى long، مفيش كلام بسيط هيبقى short letter. usually when you write the letter be straightforward and direct. مفيش no introductions، مفيش مقدمات، مفيش بقى how are you دكتور مش عارف مين، I'm so happy to write this letter for you، مفيش الكلام ده على طول. I'm فلان الفلاني، I'm فلان الفلاني، I'm writing I'm level one student, faculty of pharmacy, Delta University for Science and Technology. I'm writing this letter to ask about asking for a permission for a field visit during the period from to خلال فترة من إلى. we are مثلا we are 13 students، احنا 13 طالب. we need to do so هنعمل ايه في الفيلد فيزيت دي؟ خلاص waiting for your reply as soon as possible وخلاص thank you، منتظرين. وتكتب طبعا المعلومات الشخصية الخاصة بيكم علشان يعني straight forward تخش في الموضوع على طول. no introductions no conclusions. no introductions no conclusions. Now I finished body of the letter. اللي هي section number 9. I go to the 7th section number 7 which is the closing. بننهي بقى الخاتمة. The closing is depending on the greeting. The closing is usually depending on the greeting. يعني أنا go to the PDF page 5. If you are writing strictly formal يعني to the person you don't know his last name case number A, a person you don't know his gender case number B, or even case number C but the person is highly position بتاعه high، يبقى you have to close your letter with respectfully yours, sincerely yours, cordially, respectfully, faithfully, sincerely. لازم بتقفل according to the formality of the letter will be the closing of the letter. الليتر بتاعك highly formal، الفورماليتي بتاعته عالية، الرسمية بتاعته عالية، يبقى لازم بتنهي بحاجة من دي. طيب if the letter is less formal يعني احنا مثلا the letter is between two employees from the same position، اثنين موظفين نفس الدرجة تقريبا، two students from university to the other etc. يبقى هنا هو هنكتب بفورمال ليتر، لكن درجة الرسمية بتبقى أقل شوية غير لما يكون بتكلم حد أعلى منك. يبقى الكلوزنج هنا بتبقى إيه؟ all the best regards, thank you, etc. Now I finish the clothing. I go to my signature. Here before the signature this time we leave from 6 to 8 line spaces. بنسيب من 6 ل 8 سطور، 6 ل 8 مسافات before the signature. نقول هنا التوقيع it's not just writing your name. Go to page 5 in the PDF. Look here, number 8. Your written signature, your typed full name، اسمك بالكامل مكتوب على الكمبيوتر. your handwritten signature كمان ترجع تكتبه تاني بخط الإيد تحته. your title زي ما قلنا انت التايتل بتاعك ايه، تشتغل ايه. your phone number and your email address. يبقى look here how many points in your signature. It's not just a written name. signature مش مجرد انك تكتب اسمك، لا، signature هنا معناها انك تكتب مع كل المعلومات اللي هي اسمك مطبوع مرة وبخط ايدك مرة تانية، والفول نيم والتايتل والجوب number والphone number and email address. Then we leave 2 line space and go to section number 9. If I told you before it's not a must according to the content. What's section number 9? It's 3 letters, E and C. Here it's an abbreviation of the word enclosed يعني مرفق. If you are enclosing additional documentations with your letter، انت ارسلت مثلا letter of application and بتقدم على وظيفة، طب ممكن you may send your CV with the letter. ففي الحالة دي هتقوم تيجي في the end of the letter you will write ENC full stop my CV. يعني مرفق a photo or a copy of my CV. طيب suppose I send the letter without any attachments، مفيش no additional documentations with my letter، مفيش additional documentations، ما ارسلتش حاجة مع الليتر، يبقى this section will be ignored. السكشن ده هيتم تجاهله تماما ومش هيضاف للبيزنس ليتر بتاعي. اوكي. read the PDF pages from 3 to 5 for letter sections details. طبعا page 1 و 2 معانا كمان. Thank you. يبقى احنا كده ان شاء خلصنا. وعندكم في الاساينمنتس 4 business letters. Try to write them in case you're asked to write one of them in the exam or in an assignment. Thank you.